Yo, what's up? This your boy EC22, and thank you for joining another episode of the Fairweather Fans. Hey, we got one motto. Our motto is simply this: we're here for the fans, we're here for the homies, and we're here for the competition. Today's guest is not only a super fan of the Philadelphia Eagles, he's also one of my homies. Y'all, let's give it up for Maximus Baza. Yo, what up, Max?
How's it going, man?
Man, it's going pretty good, bro. It's going pretty good, man. Yo, man, we gonna jump into this thing real quick, man. Yeah, obviously you already know we're here for the football, man. We're here for the competition. But hey, man, what do you think about yesterday's games, man? Week 1. What do you think, man?
Oh man, a lot of heat, man.
He said a lot of heat with who? You know, they like. I mean, you got any disappointments out there?
Oh, I'm very disappointed at the Cleveland Browns, man.
I know you was going for them boys to beat Kansas City, man. But yeah, they gotta. Yeah, I kind of, you know what? In that fourth quarter, I said, you know what? I know what's gonna happen. Baker's gonna get the ball back. He's gonna throw an interception. It's gonna be game for. It's gonna be game for the Chiefs. That's what I felt like. That's what happened. You know, I ain't trying to say I'm prophet or nothing like that, but I just kind of felt like that was going to happen. Did you feel the same way?
I blame their special teams, man.
The special teams? What the special teams do? Besides
the punter should have punted the ball.
Oh, you talking about on that drop punt, whatever that was?
Yeah, man. After that, the game went downward. Everyone lost momentum in the Browns team, and the Chiefs team just got all the momentum. The fans got into it.
Oh, the fans got into it. Oh yeah. I didn't say yeah. They did have that one play where they had that delay game. The fans was really getting into it. I mean, yeah, that's Kansas City for you, man. But what about any other teams, man? Everybody's talking about that Thursday night game with the Cowboys, dare I say, and the Buccaneers. I know you're not gonna say anything good about the Cowboys, even though they lost. So I know you like that loss.
But both teams made mistakes and both teams played their game. My only concern is with the Cowboys. You know, Michael Gallup's out for 3 to 5 weeks. Everyone is saying they're unstoppable because of their passing game. Sooner or later, they're going to run into a defense where they're going to have to run the ball and rely on Zeke Elliott. And I don't think they can ride on the Zeke Elliott and win games off of him.
Nah, yeah. I mean, their offensive line got to get a little better with blocking with him as well. The Saints look decent. Actually, the Saints look better than what I actually thought they was going to look, man. The Saints look pretty good. I didn't know what to expect. I had no ideas about the Saints whatsoever. I even just left them as a question mark. But Jameson Winston came through. The Steelers. Now, I know this is another team in Pennsylvania that you don't necessarily like. You know, a couple of weeks ago, they were saying that this Pittsburgh may have their first losing season they had in a while since Mike Tomlin been there. What do you think about that?
I think it's going to happen. I do not believe in Ben Roethlisberger. I think he won't. I don't think he's going to stay healthy all season.
Is that coming from just a sports guy, or is that coming because you hate that team?
Sports guy.
Okay.
You know, past few seasons, we either see him collapse, get injured, and leave the field, or he just can't throw the ball, and the whole team just sucks. Last year, we saw it. As soon as they lost to Washington football team, they lost, 3 to 4 in a row, and they just couldn't win anymore.
So you think they're going to carry that into the season, huh? Well, this was because it was ugly. It was an ugly game. I ain't gonna lie to you. It was a terribly ugly game. Their defense came through for them, but yeah, it was an ugly game.
It was all defense and special teams for them. I don't see anything special.
So I'm looking at just overall, man. In my opinion, of yesterday's game, we won in general. We had a few slow starts. We had some games that were just hard to watch at the first couple of quarters. Especially yesterday's game, Monday night game. It was brutal. I fell asleep on the game. I ain't gonna lie to you. It was brutal to watch, but I woke up at the right time to watch Lamar Jackson's fumble. But I mean,
yeah.
You had some good spots, some bad spots, but overall, I mean, these guys, it's week 1. You know.
Yeah, everyone's rusty. I'm disappointed in the Giants, man. I thought they were gonna come out the gate full swing, and Daniel Jones did what he does best: turn the ball over twice.
Right, exactly. I've been telling folk, man, I haven't been sold out on Daniel Jones, but what do I know, right? I'm just a podcaster at this point. So, man, let's dive into some fantasy football, man. My boy Max started up his fantasy football league that I'm actually a part of, man. The Legends of the Gridiron Football Fantasy Football League, man. And you lost yesterday, but I actually won. So I'm, of course, excited about that. Uh, Man, the waiver wire is going to be crazy, bro. First of all, what's up with the running backs this season, man?
It's a passing league, man. Running backs, it's a hit or miss with running backs this season. People don't rely on running backs. You seen how this year's draft went. Everyone went ahead and grabbed wide receiver, wide receiver. Only running back taken was Harris from the Steelers.
Yeah.
This is a passing league, man. You can't have. You gotta have a wide receiver. You can't rely on running the ball anymore.
But, man, I mean, last year, we had our top fantasy guys were outside of quarterbacks, obviously, was our, Tyreek Hill at the top, obviously. You had Patrick Mahomes at the top. But then you had Alvin Kamara and Derrick Henry. Now, Alvin Kamara had a decent game yesterday, but round out the top two running backs in fantasy football yesterday was actually Christian McCaffrey and Joe Mixon. And I know you was upset about Joe Mixon because he went into overtime and actually got a little bit more points for you. I think he scored overall 127 yards or something like that, which was pretty good.
He disappointed me, man. he is the reason I lost this week in fantasy football. That overtime kills me.
Yeah, I know. But even with that, man, 127 yards with an extra inning versus Christian McCaffrey, the number 2 running back for this week, with only 98 yards. I mean, that's still a pretty decent game and stuff like that. But, I mean, it depends on what type of league you was in, especially NFL.com league. Man, it really killed for running backs this season. But with that being said, our top 2 waiver wire guys are actually running backs. Can you believe that? You got Elijah Mitchell, who's taking the place of Raheem Mostert from the 49ers. And then you got I picked him up on the waiver wire, at least in another league I was in. Hopefully I get him. And then you got a surprise, Mark Ingram for the Texans. Those are pretty much the top 2 waiver wire guys. I thought, I didn't realize Mark Ingram was still in the league. What's going on with Texas down there? It's because you don't have no running with Deshaun Watson, and it's kind of if with Tyrod Taylor, but they actually pretty good game. What do you think about Mark Ingram?
Mark Ingram, I think he's going to have a productive year, only because he's with Houston, because I don't think they can keep up the whole passing attack they had.
Yeah, they don't really.
It was a division game, and it was Jacksonville. They don't really have a true number 1 cornerback.
Yeah, that is true. So do you see Texas? Are you sold on Texas or what they did yesterday, or is it because they were playing Jacksonville?
I think it's because they were playing Jacksonville. Tyrod Taylor is not a starter in this league for a reason. We're fixing to find out sooner rather than later why that is.
Man, I actually thought Tyrod Taylor, when he first came into this league, man, I thought he was going to be the guy, but then, he let me down. But when you start looking at the rest of the guys that round off the fantasy football, man, they got some unique names in there. They got Jameson Winston. Surprised everybody. I don't know if anybody picked him up. At least in our league, I don't think anybody picked up Jameson Winston. But there's people who need some more scoring on the bench. Definitely in the other league we're in. Sterling Shepard. He had a good game yesterday, but like you say, with Daniel Jones, I'm not really ready. If you did pick him up, somebody may pick him up, especially if you're on a fantasy football league that has 12-plus players. Yeah, you definitely want to put him on your bench just in case he play against one of my other teams. He may get some reps in, but I ain't sold out on him. Your guy from Philly, Kenneth Gainwell. What's up, man? Fantasy guy or not?
Definitely a fantasy guy. Him and Miles Sanders are 1-2 punch in the red zone. I see Kenneth Gainwell gaining a lot of momentum in the red zone. He's going to get the carries and throw to a lot.
So somebody should go get him. You think that's a good fantasy waiver, right? Did you pick him up?
I'm about to pick him up.
Do you already got Miles Sanders or not? I don't think you got Miles Sanders, do you?
Yes, I do.
Oh, so you're going to pick both of them up. Man, you ain't going to have nothing going on for your bye week.
You know, I got all the Eagles players in my league. I got 2 tight ends on the same team.
So, y'all check this out, man. We had a big old 3-team trade Friday afternoon. And I ended up getting Patrick Mahomes. One of the other friends ended up getting who ended up getting?
He ended up getting Ryan Tannehill and Derrick Henry.
And Derrick Henry. So he got it because he's a Titans fan, obviously. So he got his quarterback and his running back. And then you end up getting Zach Ertz and a couple other players. And
Davante Adams.
And so I ended up winning that because I actually had Josh Allen starting. And then I got Patrick Mahomes, which was a crazy giveaway, and I ended up getting that one. And then Zach Ertz didn't really do a whole lot for you. Dallas Goedert did, which you had him on the bench. But you started Zach Ertz.
It's crazy because I know the Eagles pretty good. They use Zach Ertz when they're just playing on the field. Red zone, they all go to Dallas Goedert. So Dallas Goedert's going to come in with all the touchdowns while Zach Ertz gets all the passes.
Well, yeah, that's your team, and unfortunately, I don't know if you're gonna keep rolling with Philly in your fantasy football league. I mean, you may not win that, or you may win. I don't know. I mean, you got other players out there too. And the last player that I wrote down on this list is Christian Kirk. I know some people did get Christian Kirk, but they may have put him on the bench. He had a crazy game yesterday. Now, is he a fantasy starter? He's definitely a bench player, but is he a fantasy starter?
I will hold up on him being a fantasy starter. Let's wait a week or two and see if he can keep up the same production. Because remember last year, Chase Claypool from the Steelers, he had one good game, monster game against the Eagles, and then the following 2-3 games, he got down to 4 or 5 catches a game. He didn't really have much of an impact. So later on in the season.
But who else Arizona got to throw it to? I mean, we know Fitzgerald not there anymore, but I mean, outside of him, I mean, I know they got he did kind of spread the ball around yesterday, but it seemed like his main target yesterday was Kirk.
Just throw it to Chase Edmonds, your running back, and throw it to DeAndre Hopkins. That's all you got to do. I forgot
about D-Hop. Yeah. My bad. I'm sorry, D-Hop. I forgot about you on that squad. Yeah, he had a monster game.
Forgot about his touchdown catch. The end zone with the tiptoes dragging.
No, now I remember. I see it right now, like a photographic memory. I see that now. But that long pass to Kirk was awesome, though. That kind of wiped out everything. Even though that tiptoe was pretty amazing, but that long bomb to Christian Kirk was crazy. But D-Hop can do that too. He can catch those long deep balls too. So but he's more of a route runner than anything. And Coach Kirk is your straight up the fly out guy, whatever. But since we let's talk about these Philadelphia Eagles now. When when they first announced the schedule for the Philadelphia Eagles, and I quote, "You came to me and said that your team will be 0-17," and I believe you, and I did not argue with you one bit. But since then, your mind have changed. Obviously, seeing what you guys got in the off season, what you guys look like in training camp. I know he was kind of a little disappointed with the departure of Carson Wentz, who had a decent game yesterday, but Jalen didn't look so bad yesterday. So what's your overall thoughts on your team, the Philadelphia Eagles? And I just want to let you know, I do have my Philly gear on right now.
Oh, thanks for that Philly gear, man. Before the season started, I did predict my Eagles not to win, but maximum 4 games. But once I started seeing them having a good training camp, my expectations went up a little bit. I doubled my wins. But now after watching them play on Sunday, I think we're ready to take over the NFC East, man.
Well, first of all, let's just say this right here. The NFC East is the worst division in football. We do know that, right? So that ain't really saying a whole lot. I mean, the Cowboys look pretty good. I mean, everybody's praising the Cowboys on a loss. I mean, and they did look good. They did play the champions and stuff like that, but still, you praise the team on a loss. Now, they did look good. We're going to see what they look like next week. But it's still not saying a whole lot for the Philadelphia Eagles to win a division. Now, that's saying that you saying, I mean, they're going to make the playoffs. That's what you're predicting?
Yes, sir.
And how far?
Divisional round. I think we'll win in wild card weekend, but we'll probably lose down divisional round.
Man, this is nonsense. I'm sorry, y'all. I can only take so much of this. I know I got on a Philly hat and stuff like that, but Max, you know, I'm your boy, and you mean you we cool, but I honestly think, and it's just my opinion, and we can go back and forth on this. Philly had a good game. They did. They had a good game. They do got a pretty much difficult schedule, except when they play in the NFC East teams, because, I mean, they're going to probably win New York and Washington games and stuff like that. But the Cowboys kind of stand in no way. Y'all could take advantage of Cowboys defense like most teams will. But you guys going to have to put out a lot of output, too, as well. So, I mean, they play, in 2 more weeks, I guess?
Yes, sir. Week 3, Monday Night Football.
Week 3, Monday Night Football. We're going to be there at Jerry's World, man, at the AT&T Stadium. We're going to be there talking much smack. But, y'all, but I mean, there's really nothing else to say, man. You like them boys, man. That's your team. That's your ride or die team, y'all. And, we're here for the fans. This guy is a rowdy fan. He's going to be wearing the brown bag come 2 more Mondays from now, which we're not going to even. Yeah, he's going to have to sit next to me.
No, it won't happen.
You probably want to sit next to me because you know I'm a fair weather fan, so you probably want to do that. But what you think about your coaching over there, man? Y'all special teams.
Oh, man, our coaching staff, I thought they weren't going to do much. Inexperience, first time being a head coach. But Max Aranya, he's bringing the fire. He's motivating our team. A lot of people in the offseason said we were not going to go anywhere. Our coaching staff isn't that great. Our players, we have a young wide receiver corps, the youngest one, young quarterback that's still unproven. And they don't know how our defense is going to hold up this whole season. But our head coach is bringing our team together.
I mean, that's pretty much what you expect a rookie coach with a young team. That way you ain't got to deal with a lot of personality. So I guess that's a good thing right there. I'm not gonna say too much bad about them boys. But let's jump into week 2. Week 2 predictions, man. I know you like to make some crazy picks, stuff like that. But let's see. Starting on Thursday night, we got NFC East game. New York Giants versus the Washington football team. Who you got? I'm going to tell you right now, I'm taking Washington.
That's a tricky game. I'm going with Washington only because you got Daniel Jones on the other side throwing the ball.
Right, absolutely. All right, Cincinnati Bengals versus Chicago Bears.
I got the Bengals winning, but I also see the Bears winning if Justin Fields plays at least 2 quarters in that game.
Yeah, I'm going to go with the Chicago Bears, man. I like Joe Burrow. I like what he brought to the game the other day. I think the Bears defense is going to really test them a little bit. And they got to figure out, Chicago got to figure out their quarterback situation. All this flip-flop and stuff like that, man. To me, it's a weird situation. But honestly, man, I think they got it figured out. I think they determined after week 1 what they're going to do. Now, what we either going to stick with Andy Dalton or they're going to roll with Justin Fields, we don't know. But I believe the Bears got it figured out. The Texans and the Browns. Oh, snap.
That's an easy one. Cleveland Browns. They're going to be motivated after almost beating the Chiefs. They're going to be mad. They're going to bring the thunder with them, beat them boys down.
Man, listen, somebody, and I'm not trying to wish no ill will towards nobody in Texas, but somebody's about to get hurt with that defense and all the issues they got on that offensive line with the running back situation and that Tyrod Taylor guy. Man, listen, that defense is definitely in redemption mode. So, yeah, they finna come out bringing the pain. The Rams and the Colts. I
got the Colts. They're gonna be riding on Jonathan Taylor and win that game.
Really?
You gotta keep the ball. You gotta keep the ball away from the Rams, and the best way to do that is running the ball, keeping them off the field.
Ain't got nothing to do with Carson Wentz.
No, sir.
Okay. Actually, I got the Rams on that game.
Interest.
Here's a tough one for me. Here's a tough one but easy one for me. Bills and the Dolphins.
Ooh, that's a tricky game. But I'm gonna have to go with the Bills.
Offense. Yeah.
Even Tua.
I'm gonna say something. I'm about to be very controversial. I like Brian Flores. I think he's doing an awesome job as the head coach, but I still think there's a temperament issue with Brian Flores. They won the game by 1 point the other day against, a terrible team and a rookie quarterback. But I think what I'm watching on the sideline, I'm watching more of he's getting over emotional about certain things. Yeah, they had that one play to where they could have got a free play, and then the ref called, he whistled the ball. It was offside. They should have got a free play, but Brian came unhinged on the sideline. And I get you want to get those, but those are the type of deals where, you just calm down and just let it go. I mean, is what it is. It ain't like it cost a game or anything like that. But I'm going with Buffalo Bills. I think Buffalo need to bounce back from last week. The Patriots and the Jets. Oh, that's another divisional round game.
I'm going with the Patriots. They got the better rookie QB and the better cast.
I'm going with the Jets on that one because I am not sold out on that rookie QB. I'm sorry, man, but I ain't sold out on you yet. 49ers and the Eagles. Okay. Let me tip my Eagles hat a little bit. 49ers and the Eagles. I'm going with the Niners. I'm going with the Niners.
I can't believe I'm hearing this.
No, you hear me. I'm going with the Niners.
Give me 3 reasons why they're going to beat us.
Because they do well. Because right now, I mean, both their quarterbacks. You got their rookie QB, and you got your veteran QB. I don't.
Do you know their name?
Huh? You got.
Do you know their rookie?
Yeah, well, that Chase or whatever it is, Chance or whatever his name is. Yeah, number 1. I think that's number 1. But
Trey.
Yeah, Trey. What's his name? What? Trey Lance.
Yes, sir.
And of course Jimmy G. I mean, the reason why I say that is that Jimmy G, I don't feel like he feel the pressure. I mean, he did feel the pressure that everybody's talking about when they draft, saying a QB in the first round or whatever. But it seems to me they're playing well with each other. They both understand it's a team thing. It's going to be a 2-quarterback situation. They just look good. I didn't see any frustration between the two. Of course, they're not supposed to show that on the field, but I think they're going to be too much for the Eagles. This is the game before the game. This is Jalen Hurts to win this game or to lose this game before he loses again to the Cowboys the following week. That's just my prediction. I think San Francisco is too much for the Eagles, but we can see. We'll see. Raiders and the Steelers. Oh, my God, another boring game. I'm sorry, y'all, but this.
How is this a boring game? I think it's going to be an interesting game.
It's going to be a good defensive game, but offensive-wise, just like you said, with Ben Roethlisberger, I mean, getting older, the organization trusts him, but the Raiders look actually pretty good yesterday. Second half. The second half looked good.
I predict over 3 turnovers in total in this game.
Who, the Raiders?
Raiders and Steelers game. I predict more than 3 turnovers combined.
Oh, absolutely. Oh, yeah. Definitely with that. Yeah, it's definitely going to be.
Both those defenses, they know how to strip the ball and intercept the ball. They know how to pressure the quarterback.
When I say a hard game to watch or a sorry game, I don't mean disrespecting the team as far as saying that each team is sorry, but I know both of them got stellar defenses, you know what I'm saying? But they are playing in Pittsburgh, so, Terrible Tide's going to be rolling, so it's a home opener for them. Saints and the Panthers, that's easy. Oh, well, it may not be easy.
Ooh, I'll pick the Saints. They got more weapons.
Yeah, that is true. And the defense is pretty good, too. Yeah, the Carolina Panthers, man, they got a lot of rebuilding to do. They pretty much run CMC. They're gonna run them into the ground this year. They ain't got no choice. The Broncos and the Jaguars, easy.
Yep, Broncos.
Yeah, the Broncos gonna win. They finna boy test that young quarterback. The Vikings and the Minnesota Vikings and the Arizona Cardinals.
I got Arizona.
Yeah, I got Arizona too, man. The Falcons and the Buccaneers.
I believe this game might be closer than people think, but I'm still picking Buccaneers to win this. It's a division game. It's gonna be close.
Listen, if it'd been any other quarterback at the helm of Buccaneers, I would say that team would get presumptuous. But I think it's because it's Tom Brady, and he knows how to rattle those guys. I think it's going to be downwind. I think it's going to be just like how you guys did them boys this past Sunday. Tampa Bay is going to do the same thing.
Oh man.
Yeah. He said I don't want you to think for a second that y'all going to do a better job against Atlanta than Tampa Bay. All right, the Cowboys and the Chargers. I know I know it's going to hurt you to say it. Go ahead and say it. Go ahead and say it. Tell the truth, Max. Tell the truth.
I'm picking the Cry Girls over the Chargers.
Wow, the Cry Girls. How sensitive is that? Titans versus the Seahawks. This is a bounce back game.
I will pick Seahawks only because Titans showed us what kind of defense they're running. They couldn't stop Arizona. Seahawks have better wide receivers, I believe. I believe they're going to take them that part.
Yeah, I'm going with Seahawks because the way that the Titans ended last season and when they started this season, they're gonna have to get their running game back up from somewhere. Because I don't know what they're doing. Chiefs and the Ravens, man.
I will pick the Chiefs because the Ravens still haven't found a natural running back to take over duties.
I agree with that. And then Monday Night Football, divisional game. Packers and the Lions.
I know you're gonna hate me. I'm picking the Lions to upset the Packers.
Aaron Rodgers had that relax. Everybody relax. He didn't say that in the press conference yesterday, but I still feel like it's a relaxed situation. Now, they did look terrible. They was the worst team in football yesterday with only 3 points. That is crazy to say that last year's league MVP came in this first week of this year as the worst team in football. At least on a point situation, you know what I'm saying? They just look bad. They look bad all the way around yesterday, man. But I still think they're going to beat up on the Lions. I think this is a drawing board situation. They're going to go back and they're going to resolve some issues because they got to. They got to, Either that or Rodgers may just throw the helmet and say, I'm done. Quit in the middle of the season. I kind of had that thought yesterday. I said, can Rodgers, will he actually quit in the middle of the season and let the media run crazy on him? I doubt it, though.
Well, honestly, it looks like he quit on his team.
That's when I said that. I was like, man, the way he's looking, he had a look yesterday that I haven't seen in a long, long time. He had that frustrating, I'm done type look. It's almost kind of like the same look he had last year in the playoffs. It was like, I'm done, We don't know what's going on in the mind of Aaron Rodgers. We know the offseason antics he was going around, all the stuff we talked about last week. But, we'll see. We'll see. But they going to close out week 2 on Monday night, and I'm going to try to stay up for that game.
Good luck with that.
Man, but Max, man, I appreciate you for joining me in this podcast, man. This your boy EC22, and thank you for tuning into the Fairweather Fan Podcast. Listen, if you like the content, please hit the like and subscribe button, man. Tell us how you're doing, leave comments. But if you want to be a guest on this podcast, please DM me your information. We'll link up, and then we'll go from there. This your boy EC22, signing off. Peace out.